Alrighty, chumps, we are back for part 2, round 2 here at DeLaveaga. This is the last round that we will be playing here. And once again, I am joined by Kona Panis.
Hey guys, we've seen some amazing putts from Paige. Saw some rough start from Leslie. Hopefully she can pick it up on the back 12.
Yeah, and while this course can get on top of you a little bit and frustrate you, there are 24 holes out here, so you always feel like it's later in the round than it is.
Yep.
So while maybe you've taken a few strokes early, there is plenty of time to get it back, or at least just play calm and casual and let the others fall back to you.
Yep.
So first hole on the second part, hole 12, par 3, 333 feet, known as the kitchen, known as the refrigerator. This has to have more nicknames than any other disc golf hole out there.
Yep. The ladies are just trying to get over these trees, aim for that tree with a disc on it, and hopefully it just falls, but not like that.
No, that is hitting probably 15 trees earlier than the one she was looking to hit. But if anyone knows how to play it from down in the valley, it has to be Valerie. She's had to have played every lie on this hole at this point.
Paige ending kind of outside the circle, maybe having a putt. I actually seen a lot of 2-meter rules on this hole.
Yes. Well, it makes sense. You're throwing from above the trees.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really no other option than to really fight through it. This has to be, genuinely one of the biggest luck factor holes we have out here. You see shots that are like, oh, I pulled that over, and it misses a tree or two, and you're 30 feet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Shout out to the spotter on this too, because you have no clue where these discs are like going or coming from, and they just have to kind of search in the air for them. So shout out to you guys.
Absolutely. I think it's been Doug Odell the past couple of years. He always kind of posts up and does his part. So big shout out to him. And like you said, this spotters in general, it's the unsung heroes of every event.
Leslie for an upshot, maybe with a putt. Val from a tough lie.
Yeah, she's down there. She did catch that branch, and rather than sticking in that little shrub right there, it does roll out to at least an accessible lie.
Little putter upshot. She'll take her 4, walk away. Cat for 2.
I was going to say, with a look, yeah.
Dang, she could use 2. No way! What?
Flick putter?
Dang.
Kona, how do you stop this woman?
You don't.
You don't. You
she
just
just keeps going.
It.
You just embrace it.
Yep.
Dang, girl. Great.
Work in the off season and just woo.
Ooh, bouncing it in
putt.
there, Leslie.
Yeah, I mean it has to just be, it's a work in progress for other ladies to get on that level. We saw in years past it wasn't quite as dominant as it is right now, but I just don't know what the answer is at this point.
No. Look at this slow-mo.
I mean, what?
Banger. Center pole.
I know.
Accuracy, precision, all of it. She's just on point with that.
Next level stuff. The birdie moves her to 2 down after 13 holes, heading into probably the highest over par hole you're going to get on tour.
Yep.
The par 3, 550-foot, hole 13, better known as I-5. Not because of how long it is and how, tasking it can be to travel down it, but everyone walks off this saying, I-5'd.
Yeah.
I-5'd.
We'll definitely see some ladies try and lay up before the opening and shoot through, or you'll see like Paige Pierce laying up with a putter and going over the top.
Yeah, it has to be just like one of the shots that is furthest from your mind when you're standing here. To me, it's like, oh, the shot, throw it over here, throw it through the trees, great. It takes some creativity to lay up with a putter short and just crush a hyzer over everything.
Yeah, Leslie turning it over a little low. She's gonna have a tough upshot. See, Kat going for the opening to the left, hoping it doesn't go down left. It gets scary down there.
And it did catch a little bit of an edge, but not as bad as it could have been, Kona. That's kind of sitting right on that tree line. And now, if she had a few feet forward, I would love the lie because I actually kind of like being on that left side. It opens up the sidearm play a little bit more than I think being on this right side does.
Dang, Val crushing it. A little too far down there? Maybe too far? Or is it good?
It's not as good as it could be, but she turned around and was like, that's huge.
Yeah, she smashed that. Ooh, Leslie hitting a really good line.
Yeah, I believe that is her Orange Star Shrike. She's throwing strikes all over the place out here with pretty good effect.
See, over the top. Oh, see, the only scary thing about this is hitting a tree or getting a 2 meter. So glad that she came out of the trees for that one.
Yeah, she definitely. Oh, Val.
Wow.
2 rounds in a row where this hole treats her so nicely.
So kind. It's that the old local love.
Yep, exactly.
Kat with a good Anheuser forehand with a putter.
Yeah, that's going to put her into position to secure the 3. Granted, not an easy putt. It's through a tree, but...
Ooh! She is lucky she hit that pole. That was humming.
That was cruising in there. Wow, that could be down into just Poison Oakville for sure if it doesn't hit that pole.
See, the Nova is so great. It hits, it sticks, it stops. She's got a great putt. Take her 4, walk away.
Cat with a nicely framed putt here.
From the knee. Look, I made it. Yes, Kat.
She's loving it. Like you said on the last hole, she needs a 2.
Yes.
And granted, this isn't a 2 on this hole, but she needed this 3. That feels like a birdie.
Oh, again, I believe on round 1, she hit cage as well.
Yes.
Oh, that's 3.
She got both rounds, like really, really generous upshots, and then just unable to convert both times. But walking away with a 4 is, granted, it's going to be another stroke on your score, but you're fine.
Yep.
You're fine.
Slow-mo from the knee. Solid putt, Kat.
Yeah, great putt.
Ching. And it's the reaction that's going to be the best. Look. Yes. That's awesome.
Yes, that is going to make an appearance later in the video, the little hand raise. So fret not, but she is going to pick up a stroke on her card there. Nice stuff, because this hole is not so nice.
Yeah, you definitely, if you go down straight in the middle, you get the most distance. But if you hit that early tree, it gets really scary.
Yes.
But sometimes everybody goes over, at least a few of the women I played with went over the top.
Yep.
But then you get scary with that 2 meter rule.
Yeah, 2 meter rule, always relevant out here. There is a big tree, if you go over the top, that if you throw it too hard, could be right in the center of.
That's a great shot from Kat. How's
That
her flip?
is ideal positioning. Really, you can't ask for much more than that. Ooh.
Another sneaky
Paige is
route.
working her way over to that big gap. I don't know if you
Yeah.
noticed, but
She's
tiniest
getting there.
tiny on the left.
One more round she would have.
Yes, she's that Goldilocks shot. All right, let's go. Keep it going. Ooh,
Yeah,
see, this is that over the top play.
top.
Is gonna contest
Yeah.
at that tree, but
Kicked out.
yeah, I mean, and that's all you want if you're going over the top. You're not going over the top to park it. You're just setting yourself up with good footing for an upshot.
Oh, that's the early tree kick I was talking about.
Yeah, she knows exactly how fortunate she got just by dropping straight down.
And then this is a tough up as well because you're trying to get as much distance, but you're throwing uphill and then it goes downhill. So
yeah, that kind of like it's uphill right in front of your face, but you got to keep it so low because that low ceiling, it's extremely technical shot.
Leslie throwing a straight shot. Ah, that was going to be good if it didn't hit that tree.
Yep, there is a little bit of room to work on that right side. I think if you throw that gap, you're going to hit trees later, if anything else.
Dang, nice Anheuser putter shot from Paige. She'll have a look for par. Ooh.
Get up there.
Sit.
Well, hey, that's a good recovery, though, from that drive. I mean, the bad footing off the hup shot to she's probably got 23 feet for her bogey.
Kat laying up with her putter as well. Probably get a 3 if she's not behind some trees. Ooh.
Good tree behind the basket there, because that could have slid out and she'd be looking at a Val putt here.
Oh, a little low.
And I mean, I don't have the analytics in front of me, but I have to imagine that's the first missed putt that I've seen her. I mean, I-5 she did miss one, but that was outside the circle, I would say. This one, maybe her first inside the circle miss.
Paige tapping in for her par, which feels really good on this hole.
Yes. This hole not quite as devastatingly long, really, as I-5, but again, another one of those that you're just not doing.
No. Leslie looking like she's a little upset. Hopefully she can come back on the next few holes.
Yeah, I mean, DeLaveaga probably more than any other course, has that ability to just grade on you. It can just get out of hand, and it's not like there's one nasty hole where you get a bad kick, you're like, ugh, okay, now we have the park section. It just keeps on coming every single hole.
Definitely test your mental game.
Hole 15, another one that really tests your mental game. Like you said, it is just all about committing to the shot. A lot of these ladies, maybe Sarah's probably going to throw that sidearm, Sarah Holcomb, but for the most part, you're going to throw that turnover backhand and try and get it to finish straight. Just a really technical shot with devastating consequences if you don't commit to that turnover.
Well, Kat definitely committed. That's looking really good. Coming out of the tree, that's solid.
Fine. I mean, and that without the tree, that's parked. And granted, that's most of disc golf. It would have been a good shot, but the tree was there. Back to the well with that PMAC truth.
It's crazy she's throwing a mid-range on this shot.
I know,
'cause
right?
I see so many women throw like drivers,
Yes,
high
like
speed,
high speed stuff.
Yes, she definitely has the arm speed to get there with a mid-range.
Yeah, it's like puts me to shame too because I just can't. I have that same disc. I just got one from Peter, and I just cannot. I just cannot do that stuff with it.
Oh, spotter says she's in the tree.
And that is the tree short too. There are trees right where it's a little bit more forgiving on your upshot, but she is gonna have to still up into that tunnel where the basket is.
Val will probably have like a knee upshot. Sit.
Yeah, she's in business.
Called it. Skip,
Real impressive
skip.
stuff there, Connor. But that is the play. If you are off that left side, the ceiling gets way lower than the right side.
Yeah, that's... No, sit.
She knew it too. She said greedy, 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 greedy right after she released it.
Yeah, just a nice little layup. Take your 3. Smart from Kat. That's definitely a hard putt, too.
Yeah, and with Paige over here, she's at least getting you have to imagine getting a stroke. Yeah, tough putt. So, when you, in the face of gaining a stroke, you have to lay that up.
Yep. Val with a great putt.
Love it. Back on the train. She had missed a putt, 2 putts in the last 2 holes. So un-Val-like. It's good to see her getting back in rhythm.
Yep, getting a stroke from Paige. Ooh, nice putt from Leslie. Tough that she's going to get that 4 because of that 2 meters, but at least she made her putt.
Yeah, Leslie, kind of one of those players where in a good groove, it's all grooving. In a bad groove, she's probably the fastest player I've ever seen play.
Dang, I was wrong. I guess Val's getting 2 strokes on Paige.
Paige, obviously not loving it, as the extremely quick pickup would suggest.
Yep. Kat nicely.
Yeah, so gentle.
Very gently putting it in the basket for 3.
It's like it's so pendulum-like. I don't get it. You know who it kind of reminds me of, though, is James Conrad.
Really?
To a smaller extent, he gets that front leg straight and kind of just uses that straight arm to push it all the way in.
Always thrown Innova and competed with Innova. I don't think I'd be playing the sport if it wasn't for creating the disc itself and then just taking it to the next level over and over and over again. How great the discs are themselves. It's really gained my trust, and I don't think I would be here without Innova. I don't see myself doing anything else.
Thanks so much to Innova, and really, thanks to the tournament as a whole. Have to give them a shout out. This tournament is such a well-oiled machine. The course is historic, and it has, the trees maybe have fallen down, but just from a course aesthetics feel, it's never looked better.
No.
Hole 16, one of those holes that does look so nice, even though it's missing the trees from yesteryear. So much grass in the fairway that used to just be kind of a barren desert. A 435-foot turnover shot for these ladies is what they're going to need. If they want that deuce, probably not in the cards for the majority of the field. Really just throwing up to those trees and probably trying to get your 3.
Yep, trying to hit that field goal and center fairway away from that tree. Hopefully Val skips left. And laying up, hopefully not going too deep and rolling down that hill and taking your 3 and walking away.
Yeah, you said rolling down that hill behind the basket. I do think, now it is downsloped, it is a hill, don't get me wrong, but like I said in the first round, I think this green is one of the coolest from like a fair danger perspective.
Cat going for the layup.
Paige.
Oh, not the layup. Paige going for
Crushing it.
Smash.
I asked her if that was her Sheriff, the big high-speed disc. No, Convict. It's like a 9-10 speed. What?
Oh, Leslie.
Not ideal.
Not ideal. She'll have just a nice upshot, hopefully. Val with a really nice Anheuser shot.
Yeah, saucy. Almost was going to say too saucy, but those putters don't know how to slide out.
No. Cat with the layup.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
let's correct that. It's Cat. It's Katrina.
So there is Katrina's layup, and that is Leslie's layup.
Oh.
She throws fast.
She was ready.
Yes.
Oh, no. No.
Good tree, though. Good tree. Does stop her. Would have loved to see that birdie. I mean,
Yeah.
that would have been such an impressive shot.
She's definitely not too excited to miss that.
No. That's what, like I said earlier, she's that born showman. She really just wanted to put that in. We had a bit of a gallery, so, impressing the gallery is half the fun out here.
Yeah. Paige for a 3. I mean, she'll take that 3, but she definitely
Yes.
wanted that birdie, but she'll take it.
The unsatisfied 3, we'll call it.
Yep. It's one of those that you're like, I want that back.
Yes.
Let me re-putt that.
Yes. That's like the only thing you got going in your mind. Just one more. So after 17 holes, Paige is, again, I wouldn't say pulling away, but has established a bit of a lead here. 3 strokes with 7 holes to play out here at DeLaveaga, and then we switch over to the ball golf course. So if anyone wants a chance, they need to start shrinking this lead soon, because that ball golf course does favor Paige.
Which is kind of hard with these last few holes. It's kind of hard to get Paige because she has the distance for the last few. And
Yes, going up the hill just does play significantly to her advantage. This hole, though, is not a long one, so that distance that she does bring to the table isn't necessarily going to translate on this one. It's all about throwing that touch putter shot, ideally to the left of that little forking tree like we saw Kat do.
yeah, perfect. Gravity did a great job of that.
I see what you did there.
Puns.
Slick.
Puns.
Ooh, off the tree, but that is going to stick, and she's in position. She's inside the circle.
Paige with a smooth putter shot as well. Sit.
Thank you, Bricks.
Whew.
Man, those new bricks that they installed this year, you can see Leslie just letting her rip pretty quick there.
Yeah, and that's a great shot too.
With
Matching
the-
Cat. With the Nova, the
Thank you,
XT
Kona.
Nova, hashtag Innova Discs. I believe she got her own tour discs as well. I don't know
Ooh,
if
does
that's
she?
it, but they're not tour series, but she has fundraiser discs.
Oh, sure, okay.
With her own stamp on it. It's like graffiti. It's actually
Ooh.
really cool. So check them out, guys. Message her. Yeah.
Standard mailing and shipping rates do apply, I assume.
I bet they do. Well, tapping in her too. What a great shot.
Yeah, not a lot of shipping rates from 5 feet.
No.
And Kat and Leslie were going back and forth to see who was closer. So Kat demanded the step off. Turns out about half a cat foot short, or half a cat foot closer.
Those are so small.
I know, and her feet are like 3.5 inches long, so it was really close.
Good birdie putt from Paige. Dang, all twos.
Yeah. And I believe that is our first star frame that we've seen on any of our FPO coverage out here at Masters Cup. So let's shout him out. That was just good call.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of star pars on this course, so especially on that hole with the
Yes.
rollaways and stuff. So that's an awesome star par.
Yeah, impressive stuff. Now,
Star par, star birdie.
if the kicker, and listen, we'll take a star par on this one, though, because birdies are hard to come by. Pars are fine. Really, you just got to jam that turnover shot on almost like a spike angle. You have to think it's way too turned over for it to get there.
Yep.
That's great. Maybe too great, though, because she's going to be tempted to run it.
Yeah, that's a
not what you
scary
want, but-
upshot from there as well. Just bad tree, and that's a scary upshot. Even more scary
Yes.
upshot.
Yes. The main, besides all the elevation, all the trees, and the horrifyingly slick hard pan, really the main thing you're dealing with on that green is that anaconda root. It sticks up a good 6-8 inches off the ground, and if you catch it, it can put you on angle and shoot so far down to Oakville.
It's looking like it's that guardian tree right there that I see a lot of people hit.
Yep.
And see, that's a scary up, but it might be kind of perfect.
It is
Oh my
definitely
gosh.
perfect. And I really like how she played that outside of that tree line. You see a lot more folks throwing this straight at it low and try to skip it up, but there's so much less root and ground action on that right side.
I thought Paige was going for it. I was like, whoa! But she's going for the layup. A little bit right, though. Oh, Kat was maybe going for it.
Ooh.
A safe run from her.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is precisely how I lost my Cenas out here.
Oh, what a great run. That's a scary run, especially from that distance. So.
Yes, like, I would argue, great putt by Paige, but I would argue that's the scariest run you're going to see out on the course. There are, other courses where maybe the OB is tighter, but this one can just devolve so badly if it goes down that hill.
Everybody tapping out for some pars.
Yeah, Leslie is going to take that unfortunate bogue as she wasn't able to get up and down. Left that upshot a little bit short, which is just not the mistake you want to make on this hole if there's one to make, Not stoked. Not stoked with the bogey, as really you shouldn't be. Paige, though, clean form. Wow, nubbing it in there a little bit.
You got to use the body language.
Yep, all about that. Few pars, one bogey, and Leslie is pulling away from the card in the not-so-awesome way. Hole 19, par 3, 324 feet. I'm not going to let it go, Kona. This is my ace hole at 2017 Masters Cup. Granted, it was in the shorter position, so I have to imagine.
Still an ace.
Still an ace.
Still an
Okay.
ace at DeLaveaga.
Thank you. Final round 2, and we were tied, and I ended up letting me win it, so
Yeah.
not to brag enough, but I'm going to keep on bragging. Kat playing that outside. Ooh. I like that play, the outside hyzer play, and really just keep it on angle to finish to the left, but that one, not quite enough left on it. Love this play.
Go. Yeah, so I see a lot more women do the inside left route. But I don't see a lot of women get super close, or people, for the matter.
Yeah, gender aside, there's not a lot of people who are parking this.
Oh, except maybe, if she would have hit that route, she may have been parked.
Yeah, gonna have a little bit of a tester, but Leslie playing on her own time. Gonna have a little bit of a tester, but that's kind of what Paige is, that's when she's in her money zone.
Yep. Looking like some easy upshots, Kat. A little bit rough, but...
Yeah, still, from this left side, not too terrible, and that's a good little grouping of drives.
Yeah, she'll have a tap in for par.
Ooh, getting around that stump. Quality second cam work, Keenan. Also quality hosting out here on Walnut Avenue. Easy layup there for Leslie.
Val giving it a run. Ooh.
Not ideal. Wanted the bird, obviously. Paige.
A little right.
Yeah, no dice.
And that's actually not a easy putt from
No.
back there, because you're in the tree and you don't get a lot of room. I was back there the other day, and it's kind of a weird putt.
Yeah, and that OB on that road, it just adds another layer because you're putting right back up at it.
All right, tapping in for some pars.
Yep, and about to head up the hill. So, gosh, this hole, while it seems difficult, is the reprieve before this just nightmare hill that we get to climb, and especially in the open divisions when we have to play 25 in that C position. Just pretty far from fun.
Yep. She has the James Conrad hair flip.
Yep. It's all about the flutter. So, star par frame, like you mentioned earlier, in its truest sense. It's going to leave Paige still 3 strokes on Val. And nobody on that chase card really making any moves to try and get into the mix. Kind of all staying pace with each other. Like I said, 25, 399 feet of really just sheer terror. It's getting up and down and having your fingers crossed that you don't catch any rollaways, because like there are grade signs on highways that like semis can only drive 20 miles an hour. This is like semis are not allowed on this grade. It's so steep.
Yeah, I think most of the women are just trying to get over that tree, hopefully throwing a good shot and having it not roll all the way down.
Yes, as it's one to do. I mean, just those rivets in the ground alone just put disc on angle.
Like that. That's looking really good, but it's got to hit the ground perfect, or it's just going to roll. Oh, and it hit the ground perfect.
That hit it perfect.
That's a great shot.
That is parked what is normally the long. Now it's kind of the medium, but she's right there. She's got maybe 65 feet Granted, it's got to like go 65 feet also uphill, but she's there.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of people get that far.
Yeah.
So that's awesome of Paige. Oh, Leslie misfiring a little right.
Oof.
It's got to come down.
It did.
2 meter
2 meters
roll.
again.
Wow.
Yeah.
And a really tough upshot.
Yep. It is kind of that double jeopardy situation. Now, in the new rules, she would be able to take it as far back as she wanted, as long as it's in line with the pin. But that lie under the tree is just the better option.
Val hitting an early tree, which doesn't leave her an easy upshot either.
No. Anything that you're going to have to throw on a hyzer angle is just not what you want to be doing.
Ooh. Sit. Yep.
Ooh.
Nova
So
shot.
touchy.
Going for it with the Nova, which perfect upshot too.
Yeah, I mean, from there with the Nova, if you hit metal, that's probably the most dangerous thing you're going to get from there.
Oh, that's got to hit pretty.
I don't like
it
that.
like flip-flop,
Yes.
did a backflip and decided to roll.
Ooh, yeah, see, that's not the angle you want the disc to come into. That pretty much extremes, like spike angle is just not what you want. I have to imagine a turnover sidearm would have been better there, just simply to match the angle.
Cat giving it a run.
You are a mess today,
Let's
Paige,
go.
with the bad footing.
Whoa, I'm tired, bro. Whoa.
This is late in the event, guys. Kona does have tons of media obligations these days. She's really a growing star. So.
I've walked 36 holes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was Paige. That was Paige giving it a run. I don't know why I keep on saying cat. Cat tapping in
Thank
for her
you.
par. Wow.
And me hanging down below, not willing to go up the hill.
Zooming in to make it easier on the CCDG.
Yep. Hey, the dogs were barking at this point. This was my 5th trip around in 3 days, so cut me some slack. We out here trying to do work.
Oh.
Ooh,
What?
the old double disc in.
Is that allowed?
I mean,
Is that okay?
it's the hole's already over, right? I've heard people complain about it. For sure.
Interesting. Well,
Regardless, nobody called her on it, and she's sitting at a score in which I'm sure she's not happy with. 12 over on the round. And we still got some toughies to go. Hole 26, 280 feet with about 150,000 trees in the way. They lost about 25,000, so it did open it up a little bit, but just not much of a line to get there, Kona. I mean, are you throwing left or are you throwing right here?
I'm throwing right. It's
Okay.
more open, but it's definitely the danger of hitting on that hyzer or flat angle and rolling right. So, Cat almost hitting that perfect, but not rolling.
No,
so that's
sticking
good.
down, and she's at least looking at it. That left to right grade on the hill can just wreak havoc on, like you said, anything coming in with that spiky hyzer angle.
It's a good shot for Paige, too. Solid ground. Nice little upshot.
Yeah, no reason to get too frisky on the upshot there. I mean, I have to imagine both of them have to be just laying it up because that's a scary run.
This is the other route that we were talking about. Oh, not.
And 6 inches higher, and that's right up to where she wants to be.
Dang, Leslie going pretty fast. Getting up the hill, though. Sit.
Yeah, it was becoming a theme at this point in the round, unfortunately. Ooh, Val with a sketchy little turnover shot, and I think that might be a good tree because if that glides out to the right, that can just get devastating.
Leslie pulling it a little right.
Catching shrubbery again.
Tough upshot.
The classic "you're still out" scenario too. Nobody wants that.
Cat with a little misfire. Maybe a tough putt.
Yeah, that's I believe that's her A2, that overstable putt and approach disc that just acting a little straight for her lately.
Val going for it. Woohoo!
Punching it in.
Center basket.
Yeah, and that was outside the circle and uphill, and yet we didn't see her do a little jumper. Interesting play.
Sit.
It sat, but unfortunately sitting 5, I think. That is going to be her
Oh,
shot
no.
for 5.
No.
No.
See, this is the kind of shot that she
Yep.
may just re-putt just because it rolled down the hill. You can do that, take a stroke, and take it where it last lied.
Absolutely.
Which
And Kona,
she did.
good thinking. That's it's a professional attitude right there because a lot of people just, it's down there, go play it. No.
That's definitely a rule
Yep.
some people forget, so it's always good to remember that one.
Yeah, it's interesting actually to see Kat using the rule now, but not on 8A, when it was kind of like a similar situation where she was kind of pinned down on both of them.
True.
Paige tapping in her 3. Leslie, I believe, taking that unfortunate 5. And then Katrina as well. Gosh, Val, that lofty putt, but just
Slow-mo
right
banger.
in. Center pole, 3-3, 5-5. Not what we're looking for, but yeah, Paige Pierce's lead really just is growing and growing at this point. It's just that consistent golf. It's really impressive.
I mean, she's even for the round right now,
Yeah,
which is
what?
pretty awesome.
Even out here, Styles rated.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. Par 3, 354 foot 26A. Why it's called 26A, I do not know, but we're playing it that way.
Yeah, a lot of people will just throw the mid-range or the fairway driver straight and just try to end flat in the middle of the fairway. Definitely don't want to go left or too far right. There's hills on both sides, so it's definitely a scary hole.
Yeah, we saw, testament of that. Madison during our round 1 found that right side, and like she was out of sight of the cameras. She just had to pitch it back up into the fairway. So really left and right are pretty rough. As long as you can keep it down the center of the fairway, have maybe a chance at 2, but a routine 3, and you're just walking out of here happy.
It's funny, it doesn't look like a very hard hole. There's probably some
No.
comments that can be like, 26A doesn't look that crazy. But when you get up here, the wind is blowing definitely.
Yes.
Got some headwind.
Yeah, should be said, we're at the top of the spine right now. So this is the highest elevation you're going to get here at DeLaveaga. So, it makes sense that the wind would be a little bit more aggressive up here.
Oh no, Leslie rolling.
I kind of like the sidearm roller play out of there. Well, actually, I love the sidearm roller play. Continuing what I said earlier, always support a sidearm roller. But just got a little straight there.
Oh,
Yes.
Paige.
How about that flick Marshall up to the basket? This is such good command.
Cat laying up as well. Easy 3 for Cat. Oh, from the rough.
Yeah, Val did find that left side rough, but she was at least, close enough to the ridge to where she could just up it. Leslie here, just all she has is the pancake with the Nova. You're talking about how good the Nova is. I don't know if I would say it's the best pancake disc.
Leslie having a little tough time.
Yeah.
This may be a little bit. This may be the time where she's a little bit mentally defeated.
Yeah, she before going into that last. Lie off to the right side, she was just saying, "I don't want to go in. What do I have to do?" And she was going to replay that last lie. Eventually, they found the disc. It was a bit chaotic.
Yeah, definitely a little mentally defeated, and DeLaveaga can do that to you.
Yeah, tough stuff to watch. Even tougher to comment on. I don't know what. I really don't know what to say other than there are so many tournaments a year, And so looking back on this, it's not going to be the one memory of the season. So really, just wash it out. You got to have that quarterback's mentality of next hole here.
Yep. And we always have tomorrow too. We still have the golf course, which should be a little bit easier than DeLaveaga. So
Or at least less difficult.
less difficult, less trees.
Yes.
Yes, less rollaways.
Yeah, Leslie taking the unfortunate 7 and just not enough room for the amount of red squares there, unfortunately.
Well, hopefully she can finish strong on 27. It's so
But
funny because DeLaveaga is so
Yes.
long. It feels like we've played like 2 rounds, so it's funny. I'm not used to 27 holes, but hole on the last hole.
Exactly, and they do have a unique naming pattern. So I confuse myself with the names of the holes because this is hole 27, but it's the 24th hole we've played. It's just chaos. Val here. Now, it should be said the dog pound was in full force down at the base of Top of the World. We had Avery Jenkins, Nate Doss, and just a crew of locals getting rowdy down there. So Valerie throws, and all we hear is Nate Doss, "Valerie in the air!" They were betting. They were throwing around money. It was awesome.
Yeah, that is really cool finishing on the last hole and everyone there cheering you on. Definitely a little nerve-wracking competing and
Yes.
making that last putt, but
Yes.
it's good vibes.
Absolutely. Kat with that beautiful little hyzer flip mid-range. 2 years ago when I filmed Kat out here playing, she tickled chains on the ace with that same shot, that flip-up mid-range.
To ace hole 27
Can you imagine?
would be one to remember.
Yes, and that's Paige smashing that. I've always thought this would be a really fun tee to play Safari from.
Oh, Leslie just going for it. Okay. Oh, sit.
She went for it.
Is this a parking lot? Everyone's screaming?
It's not. It's not that long.
Hopefully that came down, though.
It did come down.
It did. Good. No 2 meters.
Yep. Big shout out to Junker, the spotter extraordinaire. Ran over here, put a flag on it. He's finished his Masters round, instantly jumped onto spotting for top of the world.
Awesome guy. Leslie looks like she's ready to be done.
Yeah.
Laying up.
Having said that, great shot.
Yeah,
Right? From
yeah.
a knee, from the trees.
From a
That was
knee.
solid.
Low ceiling. Hopefully she can tap in her putt. Walk away.
Oh, Val wanted that. There was just
There's people all around. She
chaos
wanted
crew.
to
The
give
chaos
everyone.
crew's over there.
Oh, right away. Kat knew that wasn't what she wanted. Okay.
How about the up and down though?
Yeah. Heck
Clean
yeah.
putt.
Scramble golf for Leslie. At least she finished. 4 is okay, I guess, but you always want the 2 or the 3 on hole 27, especially in front of the gallery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, top of the world. Obviously, one of the signature holes of DeLaveaga and really of any disc golf course out there. And historically, this has been the finishing hole for the tournament, so that was a point of contention when they moved to the golf course for the final round. But you gotta love it for the spectators and really just the professional atmosphere that golf course does bring us.
Oh, slow-mo off the top of the world. Ocean in the background.
Yes, so beautiful. Really can see that whole Monterey Bay out there. Really clear day out there today, and less wind from the top of the world than we've seen in the past. So Leslie coming in, unfortunate 19 over on the round. Did devolve a little bit at the end there, so, that wasn't a consistent 19. Kat with the 7 over. Now, this, Kona, is when we get to the drama. Really, probably the conversation point in the event as a whole, and that's a shame because there was a lot of great shots and a lot of good play out there this weekend, but Valerie Jenkins, sitting in second place, 4 strokes off the lead, was disqualified.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. But, I've talked to a few people, and rules are rules. Very unfortunate, but...
I would say, honestly, the most unfortunate part of it is that the caddy, and I was there, I will say it, it was her mother that jumped on the bag for the last 4 holes just as they were walking up the hill, and she had a adult beverage and a koozie. Just unfortunate situation all around. And like you said, rules are rules. Now, I've been at events where I've seen rules get broken and not enforced, but there has to be a point where you have to stick to it, right?
Yep.
You have to, this is a professional sport, and people get suspended for PEDs, people get this and that in other sports, so you have to stick to, what we're doing out here, and it is unfortunate. Obviously, it's her hometown course, or as close as it's going to get nowadays, but yeah, just not what we like to see, and in really what could be her last Masters Cup for a long time. So like I said, at the end of the day, on the internet and on all the social media channels in general, probably going to be that talk of the tournament.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, added benefit of this whole scenario is that we do get Jen Allen on our card at that golf course, and if there's somebody that the people should see throw in a course like that, it is Jen Allen.
Yep, definitely.
So that chase card is going to drop down to a threesome. Jen Allen bumps up to that lead card. But now with Val, who was 4 strokes behind, leaving the tournament or being disqualified for the tournament, there's a huge gap in between first and second. So coming into Sunday, we hope somebody can make a run, make it a little bit interesting, but odds are we are looking at that Paige Pierce victory lap.
Yeah, definitely the golf course plays to Paige's and Jen's advantage for the distance.
So after all that is said, we just had a blast commentating on this, filming it, hanging out with all the ladies on the weekend. So please stick around and join us tomorrow for some round 3 action.